Hi all, here we're into the side plank and we're going to go through the absolute key point to make sure you understand the purpose and the reasoning behind this exercise, and then as always just a few extra little tips and hints to make sure you're doing your side plank like an absolute pro. Firstly, let's just whiz through the setup, and you can see that Emily's got her feet a little bit crossed. If you want to have your feet resting on top of each other, you can do, of course. If you're brand new to exercise and finding the side plank a little bit too difficult, then that top leg can be moved over further, so you're into more of a split stance, and that will of course help to distribute your weight and make the exercise a little bit easier. As we move up, we can see we've got elbow and shoulder aligned. Now this video is front on. Emily's neck might be a little bit forward here, but I can't tell, but it looks like it might be a touch, so we could probably argue that that neck could be taken back a little bit further. But as always with Emily, she's very good and she keeps that neutral spine position throughout the exercise. And then onto this key point, and the whole purpose of this is, can you maintain and stabilize this position of your core and trunk throughout the exercise? Which might sound a little bit boring, but being able to do that will cross over to day-to-day life. So in theory, if you can stabilize the position of your core and trunk, then day-to-day life and any form of exercise, sport, or just lifting up a box at home will make things far easier and hugely reduce your risk of lower back pain and problems. So yes, can you stabilize this position of your core and trunk throughout the exercise? Now what tends to happen is people will often be on the clock when they're doing the plank, and they'll be there holding it for 60 seconds, a minute and a half, 2 minutes, etc, and go, look at me, look at me, look at me, I'm doing the plank for 3.5 minutes. That's fine, but have you done that maintaining that position of your trunk? If you haven't done that, it just becomes like an endurance type exercise, more for the upper body. So generally what happens with the side plank is you will sag down towards the floor, or you'll fatigue up and you'll begin to raise your bum up a little bit in the air, which takes the pressure off. So you generally find as you fatigue out, your hips will sink down towards the floor. So of course then you've lost this position of this stabilization place that we're trying to keep the core and trunk in, and then in effect you've lost the benefit of the exercise. So if you're going to just try to hold your plank for as long as you can, regardless of the position of your trunk, then you're kind of missing the point of the exercise. I suppose there's nothing wrong with just holding it for holding its sake. If that makes you tired and fatigued and burns off some calories, there's the argument for that, of course. But if you truly want to get the best of your side plank, then really work hard on maintaining this position of your trunk and stabilizing your core throughout the exercise. And there we have the side plank. It's a nice one to do, and of course we can simply do it at home as well. Hope it helps as always. Take care and catch up soon. Cheers, bye.